Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Welcome back to Expert Tutors with Khalilur Rahman Siddiqui. In the previous lecture, we talked about a unique definition of literature, which included various areas of literature. In today's lecture, we will be talking about the origin and development of literature. So, in this lecture, we have three portions. First of all, how this literature was presented in the initial stages and what it was about, and along with that, what was the purpose of that literature. So, coming towards the nature of that literature, it was actually spoken literature. So what is actually spoken literature? In the initial phases of the literature, it was spoken in form of the narration, the short stories which people narrated from one generation to another. And what was this spoken literature about? So it was actually about the experiences that people had, and along with that, it was about the fears, the beliefs, and the hopes of their time. So people used to narrate stories from one generation to another generation. It was actually the nature of that time literature. And later on, it converted into written form. But we will be discussing this written form and this transformation later on in our upcoming videos. For now, we have to discuss about the initial literature, the about of that, and the purpose of that. So coming towards the subject matters of that initial literature, which was in spoken form. So initial literature, which was in spoken form, usually talked about the myths, the gods, and the nature of that time. Along with that, it also talked about the legends and heroes of their time. People used to narrate stories while exaggerating the heroic deeds of those legends and heroes of their time. And it also included the folk tales with moral lessons. Folk tales were related to the customs and traditions of their times, and it had a purpose. What was the purpose? To give moral lessons to the people of their time. And also it had songs and chants of their time. So people used to narrate and sing the chants and songs of their time. Along with it, we will talk about the purpose of the initial spoken literature. So coming towards the purpose of that literature, there are three main things which we must know about the initial stages of literature. It had three basic purposes. Number first was to educate people by narrating stories, by talking about myths, gods, and nature, by talking about heroes and legends. It had the purpose to educate people, so the people of that area and that era may know about their legends, may know about their gods and nature and other related things. Along with that, it had the purpose of preserving culture. Literature from the start till now had a pivotal role in preserving culture, while narrating these stories from generation to generation. It played a key role in preserving the culture of their time. And along with that, it had to explain natural events. Any kind of natural event which occurred at that time was narrated and was transferred from generation to generation in the spoken form. So we talked about the initial phases of literature, the subject matters of that time, and the purpose of that literature. Stay tuned with us for the upcoming lectures that how literature evolved from spoken form to written form, and how the subject matters changed with time. Thank you very much. Stay blessed.